rolling out the ball and hoping that everybody is healthy at the right time.
Absolutely, 3 players on this roster now with over 1,000 points as we get started, and North Carolina starts off with the ball. Our officials for tonight, Ed Salaski, Mark Resch, and Crystal Apalanis. Coming into this ball game, Courtney Banghart is 22-0 in the month of November. That's during her tenure with North Carolina. Right away, Gakdeng gets the ball on the inside, and that's going to be something Davidson has to answer quick.
And it's going to be tough to stop because you've got the size and presence of Gakdeng in there, and the length you see is going to be very difficult to match up.
You can see Deja Kelly, the freshman that's in the starting lineup, the first freshman to start the opening game since Deja Kelly. As well as you're looking at the Davidson starting 5 as well. We mentioned Susie Rose Deegan at the top of the show and how she needs to be very good in tonight's match. Ellie Sutphin as well. Their returning scorer, and now Davidson on the board.
Oh, you see, they get right after it as well. I mean, this is a team that plays downhill. They will space you out with this motion offense where if you've got the ball in your hands and you've got a good shot, you are asked to take it. And if you aren't taking the shot, you'll probably take a seat.
We talked about the 102 points that North Carolina was able to put up over Gardner-Webb. 6 players in double figures, and Deja Kelly off the bounce is able to draw the foul.
See Davidson playing position defense and keeping Carolina in front. Usby in the middle of the paint is so dangerous. I mean, she's just dangerous on the floor with or without the basketball. She gets it back out to Kelly, who's able to draw the foul. Something else that she's very good at is learning how to get contact, take it, and still get her shot off.
The senior for the Tar Heels, ranked as one of the top 25 players in the nation by ESPN.com. Also on that Nancy Lieberman Award watch list, so a lot of accolades she's been able to come into the season with. One of the hardest worker that Courtney Banghart was telling us about. Yes, she has a lot of the attention because of the NIL deals, but she has really put her foot forward as far as the leadership aspect and being one of the hardest workers for her teammates.
You know, social media will trick you and fool you into having a persona that isn't actually who you are. And that's what Courtney Banghart was saying, is that, look, yeah, she might be the face of brands. On the court, she's completely unselfish. She's got a persona who is just tough as nails. As you see Usby fight for the ball, exactly.
Tough as nails indeed, as Usby had the block at that end. We'll see if it stays. And it actually will go with the Tar Heels. We're seeing the full court press. Both teams like to apply the full court pressure. We'll see which team avails tonight as a foul on Gakdeng. We'll give the ball back to the Tar Heels.
You see Sutphin there trying to establish her position as well. You know, you don't want to let Gakdeng get any closer to the basket. If you can try to keep her 4 or 5 feet away, she'll still get a good shot with her length and her ability to get such good position.
You can see right away. Yeah, Brooke, right away they're going on the inside. That's their 3rd trip down the floor where they got an interior touch.
Carolina's just able to score from any position as well this year, Angel, and that's what Courtney Banghart is also excited about. And you know this, watching them last season, and Deja Kelly, Usby, responsible for a lot of the production of the offense. And this year it allows Kelly to move off the ball some. She can have that freedom. And you could draw up a whole bunch of fun plays.
You have options in the toolbox. Definitely, Courtney Banghart is excited about what this team can be this season. Last year, they finished 22-11 overall, 11-7 in conference play, as another bucket falls for the Tar Heels.
That's Lexi Donarski, the Iowa State grad transfer, who was very selective about finalizing where she was going to spend that last year. Carolina made it down to that last 4, that last 3. That's a great story. We'll get into more about how that came to be. But Donarski, a great addition to this program.
It's an intriguing story indeed, as Lexi Donarski, as you mentioned, one of the top scorers coming in, and Usby, full court, gets the steal, just misses the layup. And Davidson in the right place at the right time to prevent 2 points from going on the board for North Carolina.
The hard fall.
How about Lexi Donarski, who hit 4 triples in their win over Gardner-Webb?
She was on fire coming out in that third quarter. It was awesome watching the game. They gave her a little too much room, Angel, and she said, oh, okay, you want to play with me like that? I see you. Disrespect my 3. Here goes 4 of them.
Yeah, she had 4 of the 10 triples that Carolina put up in their season opener. This is a team that is putting up a lot of points to start. Ellie Sutphin couldn't find anything on the inside, but hits the triple on the outside.
Now she's got range coming off that game-high 18. Able to score a lot on the inside versus Wake, but here getting that range outside. And going to try to pull Gakdeng out. So then it opens up the paint for Davidson.
Donarski off the bounce, and she can just do it all, Brooke.
Tough, right? You talk about somebody who wants to seek out contact. She wastes no dribbles. She wastes no movement in her feet. It's incredible.
Millie Pryor was able to get the second chance opportunity for Davidson. Now has the rock in the paint, finds some room on the left side and gets the and 1.
It's a strong take. You know, Davidson not going to settle for outside shots, even though you've got a lot of capabilities of making those plays from the outside. And Pryor getting underneath, getting that elbow on the other side, the 6'2" junior.
I don't know, Brooke. It looks like she got away with a little bit of a chicken wing, as we used to call it.
Would that be a flat? Maybe not exactly the drum, or?
That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it was more of a flat, not a drum.
More of a flat. Just going to lean there as she ties the ball game up at 8. This is a team that just took down Wake Forest. They have now on their to-do list the Tar Heels. They'll see Duke as well in their next matchup. Deja Kelly off the bounce to the right. A little hard off the back iron. It'll go back to the Wildcats.
Now, even though that shot was a little long, that's where I see Deja Kelly's game even better. She's so good and dangerous in the open court off the dribble. That pull-up mid-range, it's that much quicker, Angel.
Had a career-high 32 points versus Syracuse, 5th in the ACC in scoring. So a player that can definitely light it up on all levels of the court. Here come the Wildcats. A little under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. And another steal at the top of the key. Usby again. This one, she likes the results.
She is a player who just never stops pursuing the ball. She's heads up all the time. I mean, even right now, look at that help side. She's seeking it out. She's going to read your eyes. And if you make one mistake, it's like a great defensive back.
Usby standing at 6'1", the senior who is consistently improving her game with the Tar Heels, and Deja Kelly ripping that one away. Full court, dishes it out, but that's picked off. So Charlize Dunn gets the steal, but right now the Tar Heels with the 2-point edge.
One of the best hits the mid-range shots and the 4 threes in a row in that third quarter. It was just some icing on the cake as you take a look at some of the notable transfers as Carolina's depth and scoring capabilities, Angel, are just so far-fetched this year. You got a wealth.
Well, I think you are definitely in the conversation with Courtney Banghart and what she's discussed with her team, because she's excited about what she can add to this roster. Has 3 returning starters, added 8 newcomers to the team as well, 5 freshmen, but those 3 from the Power 5 school. Maria Gakdeng coming from Boston College. Lexi Donarski at Iowa State has just been huge in the first 2 games, off to a great start tonight. And then India Navarre from Stanford. We saw her knock down a beautiful half-court shot in their season opener as well. Off the bounce, what a take from Ellie Sutphin.
Right. Yeah, Suff is tough as nails as well. We keep using that, or I keep using that phrase, I should say. But, you know, having that ACC experience, she has no fear going into the lane as well. Able to take that contact. The block charge ever so subtle this year as well. You know, trying to establish that position. Your feet can be moving, but you have to be there. The feet set is gone. We're not talking about that anymore. Legal guarding position means 2 feet on the floor with your torso facing the opponent.
Yeah, the restricted area shrunk just a little bit in the offseason as the officials now just right under the cup. Deja Kelly picking up that foul there, and just a 1-point game with Davidson knocking at the door to tie this one up again. Usby taking the hit, sends it back out to Deja Kelly to the left, and couldn't finish with the right hand.
Good defense by Davidson, you know, not to foul, but to contest as much as they can. Try to stay in front of Kelly. Not easy to do. And if you go back to their game against Wake Forest, Davidson either tied or won every quarter. To show up on the second day after having played another ACC team in this fashion to keep it 1 point is pretty impressive. It's a very good North Carolina team.
CZ Rose Deegan going at Deja Kelly. Kelly with her hands straight in the air and able to put herself in a position to get the rebound there.
You see Usby running right to that lane, trying to get position. It really opens up options for Carolina. This is where she can go to work. And 2 good shots in the paint, but North Carolina can't complete them.
We would be remiss if we didn't talk about the defense for Ellie Sutphin, really getting things done on both ends of the floor. As the assignment was Alyssa Usby. Sutphin as well with 6 points leading the way for the Wildcats. Has the ball, trying to work baseline, has an advantage. Paulina Parrish was able to lock things down on the inside, but that will go against the Wildcats.
The undersized Paris, not afraid to take on post players, and Carolina, their defense is suffocating. They don't foul, but they are so intense. And you might see a full court press at any given time. So you have to stay prepared. Now, Davidson only having 12 turnovers against Wake Forest, you know, tells you that they're able to handle some pressure, but Carolina pressure is pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 turnovers for the Wildcats, as you mentioned, and the Tar Heels with 4 points off of those turnovers to start the game. India Navarre in the ball game for the Tar Heels. From the outside, Paulina Parrish knocks it down, didn't take much time.
Paris can be money and deadly from range there. Played 30 minutes off the bench in their last game, came away with 15 points.
How about the 3 triples? Yeah, absolutely, Brooke. So when you're looking at Lexi as well as Paulina Parrish, 7 of those 3s they combined on.
Just good shovel pass. Screen, that's just playing ball, right? That's making a play, and that's another example of options that you have. Courtney Banghart knows we can play any style, we can face any style, and in those moments where we need a bucket, now we have options to go get it. Kelly's always willing to shoot and able to get that bucket just like this, but she can create for her teammates just as much.
So a 6-point lead for the Tar Heels as Deja Kelly able to knock that one down from the top of the key. And Tar Heels putting together a little bit of a run as Sutphin got fouled on the attempt to the rim. So that foul will go towards India Navarre. That'll be her first. We talked about the incoming sophomore, spent 1 year at Stanford. Played in every game for Stanford last year as well, averaged about 12 minutes. But you mentioned it, Brooke. The thing that really stands out so far is a suffocating defense right now for the Tar Heels, and they just look like they're on a string.
That's exactly how you could describe it, Angel. And what I love, too, is that you see a lot of body language. You see pointing. You'll hear players talking, which is equally as important as the position you're in. And then they want to get it and go.
Sutphin short on the shot. Usby likes the angle, going right at Sutphin and picks up another 2.
This is the rhythm that you start. Yep, this is the rhythm that you start to fear if you're Davidson. And Coach Gail Folks told us we want to make Carolina play defensively half court, play a half court game, and offense too would probably suit them. So you see the scoring drought. And Davidson still willing to attack the basket, trying to earn them from the free throw line.
So a drought for Davidson, but Carolina is seeing something completely different as they're on a 7-0 run over the last minute and 26 seconds. That gives them the 8-point edge with a little less than a minute to go in the first quarter. So the bump, both teams in the bonus, as India Navarre will step to the free throw line and she'll get 2.
You know, India Navarre, Courtney Banghart, is so excited about how she's a two-way player. She said, I love her shot chart. She came to this program having come right from North Carolina and showed out. That three-quarter court shot, she just flung it. I mean, the strength it must have taken her to do that. You and I mean, well, me, I can only speak. I'm sitting there launching a cannon. She just flicked her wrist.
I think she might have taken the bump, too. It should have been an and one, but I mean, I think she'll take the highlight as she had the top 20, top 10 play.
Lots of ball handlers for Davidson, but there's that defense again. Us be causing problems.
I think you just look at the bench too, Brooke, and you see how much fun this team is having together. 8 newcomers on the roster. So it's going to take some time, you would think, for the chemistry to be there, but there are built winners as Deja Kelly rims out, and the Wildcats have the ball. Less than 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. 10-point lead for the Tar Heels.
So even Navarre's physical presence there, right? How she bumps that screen, she causes a deflection. Even Davidson at bay, but they're still able to connect. That was a tough offensive set for Davidson there.
Yeah, it looked like Millie Pryor was able to knock that one down, but she had to work for every inch of that point on the floor. Deja Kelly looking to respond, saw the lane, off the glass, and this one goes down as the last ticks off the clock go, and Deja Kelly last on the board in the quarter.
Speed's got a couple of steals. It's in-your-face defense. It's making the wing pass difficult. It's constantly boxing out and talking. So yes, the overall defensive effort from Carolina is definitely fueling these nice shots that they're getting.
Tar Heels ended the first quarter on a 11-2 run as they get things started in the second quarter. And that will go back to the Tar Heels. It looked like Gakdeng picked up the foul there, but they're actually going to say it's another turnover, which is the 6th for the Wildcats. So Kayla McPherson in the ball game for the Tar Heels. Missed the first game due to a lower body injury that she just wanted to make sure the precaution was there. That's stripped. Nice hands by Millie Pryor and sends that one out. Izzy Morgan looking for some help at the top of the key. Charlize Dunn couldn't get that one to fall and doesn't like the look the second attempt. So it seems as if like their Tar Heels are forcing them to take shots out of rhythm. But Izzy Morgan couldn't find anything in transition.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I mean, that was a rhythm 3 there. That one, you'd say, felt good. But yeah, Carolina's making them uncomfortable and slowly taking them out of rhythm, even though Davidson is responding, right? Like, they're up for the challenge. You can see it, but you're starting to see the overpowering talent that North Carolina carries with them. You know, seeing this depth of the roster extends, it's just constant pressure in your face.
Paulina Paris thought she had a layup on the other end, but Charlize Dunn said, I'm not going to give that one up so easy. Donarski short on the 3. After the first quarter, the Tar Heels finished shooting 60% from the field. They've only knocked down 1 triple, that one going to Paulina Paris.
She's one of their 3-point shooters, no doubt. And I think they're, ideally what Carolina wants to do is run that fast break as much as possible. But they have 3-point shooters like a Donarski who can drop 4 of them in a row. And Paris is confident from behind there as well.
I believe that was Maddie Plank on the inside. And you can see too how they're emphasizing getting it on the inside. McPherson shot outside, no good.
Oh, Maddie Plank, a player who played point guard in high school, was actually recruited by Courtney Banghart. And a lot of versatility to her game as well. Intensity and energy is what she brings to this team. And perhaps she can give them that spark off the bench that they desperately need right now.
But let's be very clear. Kayla McPherson is solid. So for her to knock her across the lane is insane as the Tar Heels respond on the other end.
Yeah, I'd say, shout out to the Carolina weight program and strength program. You just see how physical they are in defense, but it's fast as well, right? You've got both components on defense.
India Navarre trying to hold it down in the paint. You can see the double team now going across the way for Maddie Plank. We're seeing a bit more of the fast pace too. So for even the Tar Heels, what do you like about their pace right now on the offensive end?
I like that they're looking for just the best shot. It's not having to find one player, like we mentioned with Deja Kelly, having to find her shot, and then if others were open, they would reluctantly shoot. But now you've got really everybody there dialed in a threat, 1 through 5. And so I love that Carolina is able to get to their positions. There's a lot of available options, and they can work through them.
Millie Pryor trying to shoot amongst the trees. Deja Kelly comes in to rip it away. Has some numbers the other way. McPherson sends it out. Paulina Paris just short, and a missed opportunity for the Tar Heels. Great defense on the other end.
You hear these fans getting excited, right? They're filling the stands, and so that's the kind of unselfish basketball they are so excited to see.
And the 3-ball has been heavily liked by both teams, but not shooting very well from either side.
Well, Davidson
tips it to herself.
Right, just played a game against Wake Forest yesterday. And Carolina kind of testing out those legs tonight as well. You're really starting to see what this team could be capable of this season. It's great to see so many options early on in the season. You mentioned it, 6, 7 players already scoring for the Tar Heels.
We asked Coach Folks for the Wildcats, is there any concern coming into this game as far as pace, size, or just coming on in a back-to-back? She said, no, we conditioned for this. We're ready for it. We're not afraid. And we're excited for the challenge.
Just the tremendous belief that they can play their game and win. You have to love that confidence. How about that dish?
Millie Pryor said, I am ready at all times as she gets the nice look underneath.
I'm very familiar with this program, and another Australian player for the Davidson Wildcats.
Something that their coaching staff takes a liking to, as she's had 7 Australians on her roster in her tenure, 5 on the shot clock as Usby was held up on the baseline. Paulina Paris going right, denied. And we'll see if they call it a shot clock violation, which they do. A great stop on the other end for the Wildcats, seeing some life on the defensive end.
Yeah, way to stay for Davidson step for step defensively. Paris, I'd say, got the best shot that Carolina could get. As the shot clock running down, you saw no panic from the Tar Heels. A good play from Davidson defensively.
So now the Tar Heels dealing with a little bit of turnovers as they now are sitting at 5. Wildcats with 7 and some contact underneath. That should send Charlize Dunn to the free throw line. So Charlize Dunn shooting 80% from the free throw line this season. The 9th ranked international player in the class of 2022. Knocks down the first. Well, coming up, our women's college basketball coverage concludes on ACC Network with an exhibition contest between Team USA and Duke at 8 Eastern. That is tonight. You definitely want to tune in. I know I'll be glued to the television. We've seen some amazing games all day long. We'll get into a couple of the upsets, but it's been a lot of fun to see just how women's basketball has picked up where they left off a season ago.
Okay, you said it best. When we were talking to Coach Banghart the other day, you said, you know, it feels like we're playing March basketball right now. And I agree. Come on, Paris with the three to emphasize this point. It's like the game has risen to a level where you turn on any game, Angel, the stands are packed. People are so excited. We're seeing 8 games on ABC everywhere, all over our networks. It's just awesome.
To start the season off in Paris, to kickstart the basketball season, not just women's basketball, but the basketball season with 2 dynamic coaches and Niele Ivey at Notre Dame. And how about South Carolina as a great one goes down for Susie Rose Deegan? Cuts it to a 7-point game, and the energy that we've been talking about across the board for women's basketball, Davidson said we're part of that action too.
Yeah, they sure did. I love the moxie to schedule 2 ACC teams back-to-back, even if it's early on in the season. And that speaks volumes about Coach and what she's willing to put her team up. She wants to test them, make sure that they're ready for postseason play. Gakdeng delivers.
You talked about 2 ACC teams. Well, they'll go at Duke. That'll be on the 16th. That's a 7 p.m. contest that they'll have as well. So 3 consecutive ACC teams. They also have 3 Big South teams on the roster as well. 7 in-state teams. So they're just trying to be a dominant program within the state of North Carolina. Not sure who they're going to give that block to, but it was done by committee.
They said, we'll share it. Look, you're going to meet 2 terrific defenders at the end, but first, it's the 3 from Paris. Web, where they forced 33 turnovers and held them scoreless for 7 minutes. Courtney Banghart says, yeah, this team, they give me a lot of options. Well, check out the defensive options you've got here. You got steals, you got traps, you got hands, deflections, you got problems if you're Davidson. You also have 7 turnovers. Alyssa Usby converting on 2 there.
7 turnovers for the Wildcats. Tar Heels right now with 7 points off of those turnovers. But when you're looking at Usby in her senior season, how she's evolved, known as just everything on the floor, has played 1 through 5 in high school, talked about her versatility, the Swiss Army knife for Courtney Banghart, but really a player that has leveled up in understanding what she needs to bring on the defensive end, really setting the tone for them so far in this ball game, bro.
Yes, and Coach Banghart's telling us that defensively and pace, she's right at the WNBA level. You know, they've had a lot of evaluation and feedback from scouts. I think as she increases her offensive game, and what a pass down low from Kelly to Gakdeng. As Usby works on her moves, her footwork, just increasing that game in range, she's definitely primed for WNBA.
So 6 points for Deja Kelly, but the 5 assists are what's most impressive. You talked about how she doesn't have to do it all at this point. But on the other end, a foul is committed with Izzy Morgan heading to the free throw line.
Just set options. Deja Kelly off the screen and roll, and Gakdeng gonna slip. And making the easy play and the simple play are not as easy as they seem, but Kelly able to read the defense there.
Well, Friday we have 2 featured ACC men's basketball matchups. First, Bucknell takes on number 2 Duke in Durham at 6 Eastern. Then UC Riverside is in Chapel Hill to face number 19 North Carolina at 8 Eastern. Catch all the action on the ACC network and the app, as we have a great one here at the Carmichael Arena. Tar Heels taking care of business with a 32-23 lead over the Wildcats, and another foul is committed on this end. Susie Rose Deegan will pick up the foul there. Going back to what you mentioned, just as far as the 6 players that scored in double digits in their first game, now we're seeing it really spread out. Deja Kelly, who is a all ACC team select, doesn't have to get everything done in one sitting, and she has a lot of options. As you can see, Deja Kelly pulls up, trying to get her own rebound, but it's ripped down on the other end.
I mean, in your starting lineup, you have 3 players who've scored over 1,000 points. I mean, that right there gives you so much confidence if you're Courtney Banghart. And then fantastic players who can just get right in and score as well. Usby, no contact there, I guess. Or did she? She didn't draw the foul. It's out of bounds.
I think she was looking for the contact. Charlize Dunn is going to be given the block there, but she's done an incredible job protecting the paint, and the rotations we've seen from Dunn as well has helped the Wildcats on that second layer.
She's done a good job staying step for step.
Donarski is cooled off from outside.
And you see too, Angel, you can tell when somebody's been in the gym and shot the ball 10,000 plus times. When she misses, it's barely a miss, right? It rolls around the rim. It's a centimeter off.
Sutphin outside, already hit a triple and gets another one to go.
That one was on point by the time he left her fingertips. Great rotation and rhythm from Sutphin, who's 2 for 2 today from behind the line.
Carolina's largest lead was 11. It's now a 2-possession game as we're less than 90 seconds left in this first half.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Carolina, if they score here, perhaps throw on that full court press and disrupt that energy this last minute going into halftime.
Approaching the 1-minute mark, Donarski sends it off to India Navarre, and another foul on the inside. So we've seen that pace that we saw in the first quarter slow down a bit with the amount of fouls in the second quarter.
And that's exactly what was hopeful from the side of Davidson College and Gail Folks, talking about want to make them play half court, want to be able to rebound. It just not dictates that pace, because once you let Carolina get out and start running, they're so good defensively. We've seen it. They catch fire on that end. It fuels their offense. They start driving and dishing. Lots of options.
Nia Navarre so far in this season is 100% from the free throw line. Glad I didn't jinx her there.
You waited just to beat longer. Good job.
Yes, exactly.
So here's that press mentioned, especially after a free throw. A different look. Hear all that talking? It just fuels the fire. I love to hear players chatting it up on defense.
India Navarre is able to put herself in a position for the steal.
Steps.
And one too many steps, as you mentioned. That's going to be the 6th turnover for the Tar Heels. And how many times have we seen them really get nice possessions on the defensive end, or nice looks on the defensive end, just can't convert that on the other side?
Yeah, those are coming, right? So it's like keep going downhill, keep making and try to take those same kind of shots, as those fit into the system of what you want.
Got a 10-second difference between game and shot clock. Izzy Morgan trying to slow things down, use more of the clock. The spin by Dunn sends it back out. Maddie Plank couldn't get that to go. A lot of contact, a heave, nothing there. And Deja Kelly comes out with 6 seconds left. Deja, 2 seconds, steps back, 3 off the glass and just short.
Almost had it.
And that will be the end of the first half. You know, on campuses everywhere, you have to have that all access to the account. And Paulina Paris has definitely cashed in as Gakdeng right away is able to, actually it's going to be called for the offensive foul.
We'll take another
Maria
look.
Gakdeng will pick up her first personal foul.
That one here, we'll catch the tail end of that one. And perhaps Gakdeng a little aggressive with that elbow there on the right side.
Yeah, Brooke, I definitely think that was the right call by the officials. Just that elbow coming up a little high. Susie Rose Deegan trying to weave her way through the paint. Couldn't connect off the glass. As Deja Kelly sends it up, Gakdeng, another opportunity, and gets this one to go off the right.
Okay, two fantastic plays from the freshman Deja Kelly, followed by the finish from Gakdeng. And Kelly with some good help side defense. She disrupted the play and helped create a bad shot for Davidson, or a contested shot. And then that led to the fast break.
Ellie Sutphin putting on the moves in the paint. What can't she do, bro?
Yeah, I love her patience, right? She's like, I'm not rushed. I got 3 seconds in here. To me, that's a lifetime. What she can create, and look at her efficiency too. 5 of 7 from the floor.
Was 6 in the A10 and scoring a season ago, averaged about 16 points per game, double figures, Brooke, in all but 4 games. So definitely the anchor for them offensively. Deja Kelly, an anchor of her own for the Tar Heels.
That is a nearly impossible shot to guard because of the way that she can change directions. That right to left crossover pull up, and it's got just enough fade that if you're a taller player, you're really gonna have to work to tip it. So, ooh, that sounded good.
It did. Ellie Sutphin once again. The transfer from NC State. Spent 2 years there. The 5-star recruit coming out as well. And the #1 player in North Carolina putting on a show. But the Tar Heels responding with a bucket.
I like how SB just made a play. You know, I think that's the next level for her. We mentioned, you know, getting to that WNBA level, she's going to have to just be able to make plays. It doesn't have to be the focal point on offense, as Deja Kelly gets an easy 2 from a steal. Or Carolina defense coming your way.
The 10th turnover for the Wildcats was lead to a timeout.
Deja Kelly is picking up where she left off last year. More leadership, quicker, and finish at the rim. Must be right behind her 2 All-ACC members.
On the other end, that Deja Kelly was able to finish. Wildcats called the timeout. Deja Kelly having a stellar performance tonight. And it's what she's doing right now with the Rock. 5 assists on the night, but honestly, it's not just about her performance. It's Alyssa Usby as well, but across the board in the ACC, we got some double trouble down the line.
Yeah, you got to deal with a lot of stars in the ACC this year, and you're getting a preview tonight of Deja Kelly and Usby, you know, at probably the top of their games and leaderships, and then of course down the line we'll perhaps revisit that graphic and introduce you to some more you may not be aware of.
Long 3 by Deegan, no good, but Sutphin again gets a hand on it. Second chance opportunity for the Wildcats. 8 offensive rebounds on the night.
That's really how they were able to compete and eventually beat Wake Forest. They were very active, and even though it's a team that doesn't bring a lot of size, they bring a lot of space, and so that gives them the option to crash the glass very hard. And it is difficult, Angels. You remember, it was hard for me to box out anyways, but doing that on the run, especially tough.
Well, Friday's ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum will come to you from Atlanta as the prep for College Football Saturday, highlighted by Syracuse and Georgia Tech. That starts at 4 Eastern. That game is right here on the AC Network Saturday night at 8 Eastern. I think when you're talking about duos, for Virginia Tech to be the reigning champs in the ACC in their performance with Georgia Amore getting a 30-burger, as well as Elizabeth Kitley with another double-double in their loss to Iowa. That's a team that everyone has their eyes on. It made some history as well in last season, getting to their program first Final Four. Kenny Brooks with a stellar season last year.
You know what really stepped up to me is the way that Georgia Amore has embraced the national spotlight. And like she wants it. She's ready. She's had that 31 points against Iowa. Of course, Kitley, incredible player, and Virginia Tech, glad to see her come back. Hannah Hidalgo, a fantastic freshman at Notre Dame. Y'all have got to see this young lady play. She just had 26 and 12 steals to go along with 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Sonia Citron, her partner there. We mentioned Kelly and Usby. Timpson and Latson at Florida State just continue. We mentioned Tania Latson with her 20 in their upset win over Tennessee. And Louisville with some sharp shooters of their own.
Going to be really interesting as everyone wants to see what Louisville will look like without Haley Van Lith at the helm, as well as Usby is short on the layup. So long story short, Brooke, there's a lot of talent in the ACC. The Wildcats are definitely digging into this lead that the Tar Heels have. Another 3 drain. They've hit 5 on the night.
So if you're Carolina, you go back to what got you that lead in the first place, right? You got to step up your defense. You really got to raise that energy level and flex on them, show them who you are. So trying to get that entry pass, right? Maybe it's a beat too long, so it's not there. Reverse, get it to the other side, get some movement. And Davidson is a team that they're intelligent on defense. They really scout well, so you got to make sure the positions are right. But Carolina, they want to create those turnovers. So maybe perhaps you'll see a press or just something different here if they're able to score.
Through the first 3 quarters, Brooke, we talked about the deflections, the intensity on the defensive end from the Tar Heels. And right now, that has flipped to start this 3rd quarter. When you're looking at how the Wildcats have really taken the reins and that energy we talked about at the beginning of the show, fearless. So as they're fearless, the officials will go to the monitor to see where the ball is going to go. So we'll be back right after the break.
Walmart Black Friday deals are live.
Play that they were looking at. You can
and as you can see, yep, Gakdeng just trying to
taking that contact.
Position. And I think Gakdeng, as I see that, Angel, I think Gakdeng is just trying to seal, get contact. I mean, she doesn't raise her arms, so we looked at this a few times over the break and kind of both felt that this is just a matter of size. Gakdeng at 6'3", Morgan at 5'10". It just kind of meets elbow at the face. I don't think it was anything intentional or excessive.
So you can see the officials still having a conversation about it. Ed Salaski, Mark Resch, and Crystal Apollanes continue to discuss what this will be ruled as, and they've taken a lot of time on this play. We stepped aside for the review, and now they bring both coaches to the table as well to have the discussion. All this amiss as well too, Brooke, when this is just a 2-possession ball game, so the momentum that the Wildcats might have had, you start to question too.
Yeah, that's a great point, Angel. And you like the fact that there's a discussion being had. You wanted to make it, if you're a coach, especially if you're Gail Fultz right now, we'll make it quick. And I love what her comment was to us the other day about staying present, right? So this is a perfect example of a game where you've got to stay present in the moment. Step up, be ready to shoot. Okay, just took a hard foul. We got a little pause in action. So if you're Davidson, you really want to try to regroup and find a way to get either back into that same rhythm or create something new. If you're Carolina, you're thinking, great, we had a little break. Let's get back to who we are as well.
And the ruling is in, Brooke. They say incidental contact, so the Tar Heels will get the ball side out with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. So it took a while to make sure they made the right call, and I do think that was the right call on that possession as Usby dives to the basket with the left, and that's just out. Maria Gakdeng able to clean it up.
That's Gakdeng's day. She is having a day, 12 points on 6 of 7 shooting.
Tar Heels as a team shooting close to 50% from the field. That's poked away from behind by Paulina Paris, but the Wildcats will get it back.
I love that move so much, and I bet you 99% of coaches don't like it because they feel like you're allowing the offense to go by you. You can get that tap, and you know the help side's there. Usby's gonna be there, so for Paris, she can take that kind of risk.
Charlize Dunn, the floater on the baseline. What a nice, impressive move by Dunn.
Yeah, that was tough. Falling away, trying to shoot your balance. It's hard to get a good look there. She's had a tough afternoon, 2 of 10. Maybe starting to come alive here for Davidson.
And now with 7 points, has 6 rebounds to add to that as well on the other end. Missed by Deja Kelly.
Check out that bucket from Charlize Dunn. Off the bounce. Paris staying right with her. Good defense. Ooh, elevate, fade away. Touch. That'd be like a horse shot. That'd be hard.
So a bit of a reset at the top of the key for the Tar Heels. Usby swings it around the perimeter. Deja Kelly, 10 points. Paris.
Great drive.
Paulina Paris was the only freshman on the roster for the Tar Heels last season, and you would think that she is a seasoned vet now in year 2.
She sure handles it like that, right? I mean, what a great pass, too, down low to Gakdeng. Unable to finish, but yeah, Paris plays like a vet.
Deja Kelly at the rim draws the foul. Second, third chance opportunity for the Tar Heels, and they're out working right now in the third.
This is the kind of pace that they prefer. And once again, Paris ignites this team with the way that she plays. She was able to shoot that 3, and you kind of felt the coaches tapping their feet, saying, hey, put it on the floor, put it on the floor. Time running down the shot clock, and she finishes a tough drive.
As Deja Kelly knocks down the first of the 2, we look at Friday. We have 2 featured ACC men's basketball matchups. First, Bucknell takes on number 2 Duke in Durham at 6 Eastern. Then UC Riverside is in Chapel Hill to face number 19 North Carolina at 8 Eastern. Catch all the action on ACC Network and the app. Duke just taking a loss at home against the Arizona Wildcats. Duke didn't lose a game at home all season last year. So John Shire going back to the drawing board for the Blue Devils. Less than 10 seconds on the shot clock and an offensive foul with who else than Usby in the way.
So this possession starts with a 1-2-2 press. And it forces Davidson to slow down, and then look at that slide help side charge. Clip that one, coach. Yes. Clap it up for yourself, Usby. That was great defensive position.
Usby demanding the ball on the inside, going in 2 jerseys, and why not?
That's right, pay it off now. Feed it to her. She said, I got that touch. I can go left, I can go right. Put me at 1, 5, what do you need? What W team wouldn't want to have that on their roster?
And the Tar Heels right now saying we're excited that she's on our roster, as that bucket gives them their biggest lead of the night. Response triple on the other side, no good. Suffin with the rebound, blocked by Usby. That's still in bounds, and it'll go to the Tar Heels. What a series by Alyssa Usby.
I mean, the 1-2 punch and coverage of Gakdeng and Usby down low. Those two, the timing and their ability to kind of block shots together. I think that's going to be something fun to look into this year.
Deja Kelly trying to see if she can split the screen at the top of the key. We'll see where this goes. The officials say it still will stay with the Tar Heels. Placement should be on the side, right past half court. 13 seconds on the shot clock. 2:31 in the third quarter. North Carolina sitting at 50 points and a nice run at this point. 6-0 run over the last minute and 30 seconds of play.
Kelly calling for the high ball screen. And wanted to take that drive. She's been extra physical in this quarter. I like the way that she's setting the tone offensively, because I think that's also helping. You know, she's so strong herself and quick, and I think her game is just elevated now. She's got even better range, quicker handles, pull up, and the way that Courtney Banghart was talking to us about how she likes to be coached as hard, and the way that she prepares and watches film at that pro level. You see tonight, perfect from the free throw line.
And not just Deja Kelly, but the team, as they're 8 for 8 and continue to build on that from the free throw line. We have to talk about what Deja has just continued to do. Obviously, has been remarkable in the offseason success for NIL, but what we're seeing from her is a different pace too, Brooke. Like, what it takes to even play on the next level, and Deja has really put in the work to get things done on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I like this team. I think how Coach described it is a sense of urgency, because they know the talent that they have on the roster. So you don't want to waste opportunities in moments where you can put teams away. You don't want to give a Davidson an opportunity to beat you in the early preseason. You want to establish who you are, a top 20 team from the start.
Charlie's Dunn from the right wing, drains it. Wait a minute, says Charlie's Dunn.
I mean, you left it there, Angel. We aren't done. The pun was there. I'll take it, though.
I like it.
I got you.
I do like it. However you want me to set you up, partner, I got you. So it seems like the foul will be committed against the Wildcats. Gakdeng was a little confused about what the call could be, as Susie Rose Deegan actually got up off the floor holding her face. Now has 3 fouls. Just going back to what we were saying about the disparity in height for the Wildcats and Maria Gakdeng. Something that she was able to avoid the charge call as she steps up to the free throw line. North Carolina in the bonus with 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the third.
Could SB going after the ball, almost making the play. She's somebody you have to pay attention to, and she can kind of roam defensively, right? And that's how she's able to come up with a lot of steals, is off the ball, the way that she reads the play.
Gakdeng missing the first free throw for the Tar Heels tonight. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Top of the key, another 3 by Sutphin this time. This is a team that does not go away.
And Sutphin
less than a minute in the third.
Yeah, not going away, hasn't missed a 3. And Donarski says, I will match you, yes.
Lexi Donarski has entered the chat after hitting 4 triples and another one on the other end. Well, can we ask for more offense at this point?
Come on, open it up, let's go.
It's been all offense and a bit of a seesaw that we've seen in the third quarter. Less than 30 seconds in the frame. 15 on the shot clock for the Tar Heels as Deja Kelly pulls up, pat and pull up, and knocks it down.
What about that step back? You thought she was going to finish left and go all the way to the rim. And then pow, that strong step back, 16, 4, and 6. Complete night, and it's not over.
They can hold for the last shot. Deegan working on the inside. Look to dish it off, but there is a foul that will be called. We'll see if they're going up for 2 shots, and they do signal free throws on the way for the Wildcats. 1.9 seconds left in this third quarter. That has been action-packed, Brooke.
You felt that fast break coming, didn't you? Carolina was just feeding for that turnover right there. Let's not forget, India Navarre did hit that 3/4 court shot in the previous game. So can somebody match that same energy here?
Well, Brooke, stay tuned. We will soon find out.
Teasing them. Stick around, no bathroom breaks yet, audience.
Deegan misses on the first attempt, her first miss of the season, has another one to go. Well, coming up, our women's college basketball coverage concludes on ACC Network with an exhibition contest between Team USA and Duke at 8 Eastern. So definitely stick around, but right now we have a great game on our hands as the Wildcats giving North Carolina everything that they have. 1.9 left in this third frame. A 9-point ball game. That's knocked out of bounds by Dunn.
And you see Navarre in the game, 24, right?
So run the play. Run the play.
I'm just saying. Yep.
Instead, Deja gets it. Heave. And that will do it for the end of the third with Davidson down. Tar Heels in charge.
She is 4 of 4 from behind the line. And this is exactly what Courtney Banghart was telling us about. They're able to spread the floor. Good defensive play once again by Usby with the block. And the Wildcats can spread the floor, and all 5 players are given the green light to shoot.
After that Usby block, they will get it back underneath. Charlie's Dunn surveying and almost picked off again by Usby.
She's got incredible length, doesn't she? When she puts her wingspan out defensively, it is hard to pass around her.
standing at 6'1", but she plays more like she's 6'5", Brooke.
Yeah, I would say I would love to know. I feel like her wingspan is longer than 6'1". She just occurs to me that way. And perhaps it's just her sense of knowing where the ball's going to be all the time.
I mean, she can just kind of do it all. Looking at her bio, yeah, plays the piano, can juggle. But right now, the Wildcats trying to really work their way back into this one. Just a 7-point game. The Wildcats have their mantra going into this season: share, shoot, and stifle. We've seen some stifling defense at certain points in this ball game, as SB couldn't get that one to fall, and that was tipped back in by the Wildcats.
And you kind of saw for Carolina, it really was just India Navarre down there rebounding. And without, perhaps want to put Gakdeng in there, I think we'll see her pretty soon. Paris with the tip. There wants to be some momentum created. You can feel that from Carolina. It can come from anywhere. Offensively, when you slow them down, put them in a half court, you kind of see they want to go inside to Usby, try to create that way.
Elena Paris was able to get a hand on it. Won't be a reset. Less than 10 seconds for the Wildcats. They send it on the inside. India Navarre is trying to see if she can hold off, but does pick up the foul there. And 2 free throws on the way. So India Navarre picks up her 2nd personal foul. As Millie Pryor knocks down the free throw and has 10 points, her new career high. Well, Friday's ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum will come to you from Atlanta as the prep for college football Saturday, highlighted by Syracuse and Georgia Tech. That starts at 4 Eastern. That game is right here on the AC Network. Saturday night at 8 Eastern as we have a 2-possession ball game. The Wildcats with the rock.
Once again, the Wildcats able to stay alive through rebounding. 13 offensive boards. The shot selection from head coach Gail Fawkes talks about the first available advantage, period. I liked how she described that. And you're seeing it at work tonight.
Everyone has the green light because they worked for it. And what a beautiful kiss off the glass. Ooh. Just a 4-point ball game.
Right, I mean, that was an off-balance fadeaway shot, and she made that look effortless.
Millie Pryor, now with 14 points, has a new career high, a foul on this end, but what an incredible comeback by Davidson.
And Pryor now with 14, Dunn 13, Sutphin 17. Little stutter step, smooth with it. Over a good defender in India Navarre. That's the advantage, right? Navarre had closed out that space. When she reacted, created a little step back for herself.
Deja Kelly steps up, couldn't knock down the first one, has another one on the way, but you got to go back to the Wildcats and just their confidence coming into this ball game. A team that said we're not going to be counted out. We've been tested. They play in a tough schedule as well in A-10 play. And coach said too, hey, we beat Clemson. They just came off a win against Wake Forest. And she said, this is something where I know where I want to win. She actually spent 5 years as an assistant at Wake Forest too. So to get that win for their program, just a full circle moment for her.
Yeah, she's had a great resume. 2 Power 5 wins in her career so far. Nice up and under move. No finish there. That was another good shot for Davidson. This is Carolina in their fast break. That's what they want.
So what a swing, Brooke. Deja Kelly will step up to the free throw line for 2, but on the other end, Ellie Sutphin just short of a layup that could have cut the lead to 2.
And that can tell you, hooping and basketball comes down to an inch of possession, a deflection, those little moments that add up. And every possession matters. India Navarre trying to get the Carolina Tar Heels back in rhythm at the free throw line. Knocks down that first one.
Also perfect from the line, the sophomore out of Apex, North Carolina. Gatorade Player of the Year from North Carolina as well last season. Davidson right now outscoring Carolina in this quarter. Rebound and takes the bump. And who else? Charlize Dunn continuing to shine as she steps up to the free throw line for another opportunity.
That was a great possession for Davidson. You know, the pressure was on for Carolina. Everybody moved up in the lanes and trying to create difficulty passing to the wing. And Davidson did a handoff. Carolina switched on that, and out of that, they were able to create, not only the first shot, but the second one here with the offensive board that puts them at the line and freezes the clock.
Almost 3 minutes into play in the fourth quarter, and at this point, Davidson outscoring Carolina 6-1. Interesting to think that their only point has come from the free throw line to this point in the fourth.
The second chance points have been big tonight. And Davidson's got 14 of them off of 14 rebounds. And that's what you get with Donarski. At any time, she's liable to hit that three as well. You give her space, she wants to make you pay.
Lexi Donarski for three. We've been saying it for a while now.
Donarski for three.
On the other end, another response. This one coming from Izzy Morgan. Morgan now has 7 points in this ball game.
Yeah, Morgan, no fear. Going in at 5'10", challenging the 6'3" Gakdeng. Uses her length to keep that play alive.
Donarski lined it up once again, this one with different results. And here come the Wildcats. Down 4, the largest lead for North Carolina was 13. Corner, done. Another one.
How about that cross-court pass, Angel? The spacing that Davidson is able to execute offensively is really stretching Carolina out. And finding a corner three off a bullet pass.
A one-point game, the turnover in the paint, and in this possession, the Wildcats can take the lead. You almost think you have to get Dunn the rock. They do. She gets another one. Unbelievable play by Charlize Dunn, now with 5 triples.
Angel Gray calling it, feeling it. The ball goes to Dunn. Yeah, you have 3 field goals, they're hitting them. They're spreading the floor out, getting the passes inside. Here's Millie Pryor, who has been great with her footwork and finish all night long. And Morgan goes up amongst the trees, and then what we're seeing from Charlize Dunn, a slow start, but a hot finish for the transfer from Virginia Tech.
Brooke, we're witnessing greatness from the Wildcats at this point that have the lead with 5:09 left in the fourth quarter. They're outscoring the Tar Heels in the fourth quarter, 15-4. 10 triples on the night, 5 from Dunn, who is shooting over 60% from long distance. A strip underneath. They wanted it to be a strip on the other end, but it is going to be a foul committed. So that'll now be 3 fouls on Charlize Dunn. As SB knocks down the free throw and can tie with the next one.
If you're Carolina and Courtney Banghart right now, what you want to see is that pressure in defense and really that attitude of, we know that urgency is here, right? You want to see that sense of urgency come alive right now.
Stoppage of play. It looks like it'll stay with the Wildcats. A foul underneath. We'll see who this one goes against. So Usby now has 3.
You know, as this game, as these types of moments happen, it definitely breaks up the rhythm for Carolina and plays to the advantage of Davidson.
That might have been a heat check at the top of the key. Deja Kelly leading the charge, pulls up mid-range, bucket.
And Kelly, being the leader she is, right, you start to feel she's going to take over this game. You want the ball in her hands. You want her to create. Find the hot hand with Deja Kelly. This is her takeover time.
Doubling the points she had in the first. Now she's sitting with 12 points.
Carolina showing the zone now.
So 18 total for Deja Kelly. Off the glass, just rolls in. A nice one by Millie Pryor, who continues to build on her now career high.
I mean, just the answers from Davidson, the shots of creativity. As Kelly almost gets it, and Usby the follow. Exclamation point.
Track race right now. Unbelievable play we've been seeing going back and forth. 4 lead changes. We've been tied 2 times, and it feels like that's been the case here in the 4th quarter. But the Wildcats caught that one up with their 11th turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, that's a big time mistake there, and a costly one. You know, you want to try to keep the shot selection going. And Gail Folks, remember, she talks to her young ladies about staying present, staying in the moment, possession by possession. I'd like to see Maria Gakdeng get some touches down here, allow her maybe a screen and slip, let her go to work inside.
Seeing that 5-out offense from the Tar Heels is Paris off the mark.
Carolina back in their man-to-man set.
Dunn now being guarded by Donarski. You can see who they want to get it to from about 2 feet beyond the 3-point line, and that's wide left.
And plenty of time still. There was 7 seconds left on the shot clock. You know, no doubt, a little bit of a heat check, and fair enough. But was that the best shot available? Not quite sure.
The Tar Heels looking to make some separation in this possession. The pop out, Donarski. What more do you want from the new face for the Tar Heels?
I love the point after. It was like, yo, you see me, you know I'm gonna hit that shot. You trust me. And Deja Kelly found her.
So the Wildcats going cold from outside at the wrong time as we're approaching the 2-minute mark, and Lexi Donarski extending the lead for the Tar Heels, named to the 5-member 2023 ACC newcomer team watch list, and she's been putting it up so far tonight.
So off the high ball screen from Gakdeng, you see the choice is to go under, but Gakdeng kind of screens 2-in-1, and Donarski can follow the point afterwards and say thank you.
If we didn't mention Lexi Donarski in that huge 3 that she had to extend the lead for the Tar Heels.
Oh, you mean Lexi, don't play with me, Donarski? I like that
it.
for her new nickname. Maybe she won't. We'll have to ask her if we're okay with her calling her that. But just the way that she plays, right? It's so businesslike, and it was a basketball decision for her to come to Carolina. She asked for more film, made her decision, and the rest is history.
Usby streaking in for another rebound, timely. They can take more time off the clock.
Talk about her ability to read the basketball again. Read it perfectly.
Deja Kelly looking for an angle. Mishandles the ball. We'll see who comes out. Wildcats end up with the ball. 11th turnover for the Tar Heels. And an offensive foul. So Deja Kelly coughs it up on the other end. And looks who gets the stop on the other end as well.
Yeah, she really did a great job of drawing that foul as well, because I feel like she had a sense of that screen. It was moving, and perhaps maybe caught it. It looks like the last minute. And it looked like a moving screen from Pryor. Let's look out the call, but Kelly getting the ball back for Carolina. What matters most?
Yeah, one of the points of emphasis for the officials coming into this season, that's one of the top 3, screening as well as traveling, and that's something that was a good call for them, and the Tar Heels get the ball back, taking more time off the clock as we're now at a minute to play in the ball game. Lexi Donarski with the ball at the top of the key, trying to go at the rim, denied.
Now will Davidson try to take a three, or that first shot available? It's that quick. Two, and now the possibility for an and one to make this a 1-point game, Angel. A minute or under a minute to go. Let's check out again this position. Really Pryor able to kind of work and get Maria Gakdeng up the lane, and then use that seal for the pass in the lane to open up.
That's what it looked like, Brooke. Just the deflection for Gakdeng actually put her in a better position to get a good angle at the rim. So now just a 1-point game, 40 seconds to go. And we've got another thrilling one coming down the stretch.
You probably see Paris up at the top, but I'd imagine you bring Gakdeng up for a high ball screen unless you want to use Paris and try to get a 2-drive situation out of it. Kelly or Paris can take it off the drive.
Deja Kelly looking to come off the drive and is able to actually draw the foul as she was working her way to the paint. So she'll get free throws.
You really open up the court when you have this high ball screen. You know, Paris could finish with that 3 as Deegan commits the foul. It's like her day will be done, but Kelly's so good again at drawing that contact.
So Susie Rose Deegan finishes the game with 3 points. It was a tough shooting night from the floor, 1 for 10. And she'll be retired from the game. Deja just off the mark. And the free throws that have been missed have been in the second half for the Tar Heels. So keeps the door open for just a 1-possession game.
You look back, Carolina 13 of 19 overall tonight, but Usby saving the day in the possession for Carolina, perhaps.
It's almost like they caught them slipping. Just fell asleep at the line, with Usby coming through once again. Brooke, that's back-to-back series where Usby was able to extend the play for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, just watch the way she's able to get under Maddie Plank, quick with it, quick and powerful. And she is incredibly athletic.
Free throws have not been nice.
Whew. You have
So
a
they were
sense Donarski almost in disbelief.
They were shooting 100% from the free throw line in the first half, now sitting at 61%. Now this is interesting. And that look about sums it up.
Yeah, almost some bewilderment to say, you know, how did we find ourselves in this position, a 1-point game? You know, you give a lot of credit to Davidson and their ability to show up and hit shots, big shots, when they matter, to get some stops. Defensively, that young lady right there, Charlize Dunn, had a big night, especially from behind the 3-point line. She fouled out. You know, but Carolina can, you know, easily look back at this game and say, hey, we are, at this moment in time, 13 of 22 from the free throw line. So to go, as you mentioned, Angel, from perfect to 60%, it's a big drop.
You can see the crowd saying, finally, a free throw goes down. So this is the third player at the free throw line for the Tar Heels, and Maria Gakdeng is able to knock down those two that now take it to a 3-point game with 13.5 left and a timeout called by the Wildcats.
Those were 2 huge free throws from Maria Gakdeng. Right? We've seen plays tonight from Donarski, from Gakdeng, from Paris, you know, and certainly from the stars, Usby and Deja Kelly. But my point is, you're getting to see different looks from all Carolina players that can contribute at these key moments, right?
A couple players not hitting free throws. Gakdeng steps up. I got you, ladies. And now they have a critical possession defensively here. Well, they have to find out, what shot they want to allow. Because Davidson, again, they're going to go for the first available shot. I don't know that they'll probably have to go for a 3 at this point, Angel. I don't know that they want to give enough time, to try to allow for a quick 2 and a foul.
But you got to
imagine I'll see David. Sorry, Angel, just said that they'll shoot a 3, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're looking at the 3-point ball at this point for the Wildcats. Charlize Dunn has fouled out. She had 5 on the night. So the only other player, Ellie Suffin, who had 4, could be another possibility. You look to see who has that hot hand, but Dunn being out of the ball game is really a tough one for the Wildcats at this point. And also Brooke, with Davidson not having any timeouts left, you got to wonder if they've already discussed if there is a miss or a make, what is going to be done on the situational.
Well, for 3, you've got to go. You've got to find something. Number 33, she is 4 of 5 from behind the 3-point line tonight. And Coach Fultz reminded, stay present. Let's go. Stay in the moment. What will they draw up here? With that timeout, they can advance the ball.
Foul at the top of the key. Both teams are in the bonus. So for Deja Kelly, putting her at the free throw line. 11 seconds left. And it looks like Deja Kelly picks up the foul there.
Now, I don't think that was part of Carolina's strategy to try to, of course, eliminate a potential 3 to go for 2, knowing Davidson's pretty solid team under pressure at the line. I wouldn't be surprised, to see even Davidson throw up some pressure here full court, especially they have to get that turnover right. So you want to try to look for that trap and just try to create something frenetic.
Brooke, something to keep your eye out on, and that was a missed opportunity for the Wildcats, not just for the missed free throw, but getting someone to the ball quick. They could have tied the ball game there, but Davidson without timeouts. And so going the full distance of the court, if the free throws are made, is going to be the toughest thing for them to get done.
Yeah, you want to find somebody who, maybe has a softball background, some of those full court passes, and it's going to be tough because remember, you got someone named Alyssa Usby seeking that ball out there in the court like a great defensive back. She might come down with that interception. And now for Carolina, though, they've had trouble at the free throw line tonight. So if they do get fouled, and they will quickly, if you're Davidson, you don't get that steal. Got to connect.
So now the Tar Heels with 2 timeouts as they use 1 to advance the ball. The foul is going to go on the side. This one is going to put Lexi Donarski at the free throw line. Donarski 0 for 2 in this game from the free throw line.
See a couple
Actually
of deep
went 0
breaths.
for 2 in the first game. Oof. That one rolls in though. Shooter's touch, Brooke. You know about that.
Little friendly bounce on the home rim. Come on. The new home.
9.7. This one's huge. Can make it a 2-possession game, and she knocks it down. Wildcats have to go the distance of the floor without a timeout. Izzy Morgan. Stop, sends it. Step back, blocked by Navarre, and that will do it for the game. It was almost like you saw Deja Kelly come up with it, but it is Indian Navarre, the transfer from Stanford, that makes the